This video is supported in part by Retro Days, a place for nostalgia nerds to gather, share memories, chat, and engage. Go to retrodays.com or check their YouTube channel linked below. Hey there, and welcome to the long overdue Part 7 finale of my personal saga with the Arcade1Up first gen Pac-Man Partycade. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all the details of the story so far. If you want to know all that stuff, I'll throw a link up in the corner where you can click and see the entire series as it unfolded. But the short version is, I was excited about this Arcade1Up Pac-Man Partycade. I ordered it and I got it, did a review, and not only did I not like it in general, but I ended up doing a series where I found out that it literally could not perform at full speed on many of these games, Galaga being the worst offender. I did side-by-sides, I compared it with MAME, I compared it with original hardware, all of those things to prove the problem we had, and the journey that I had trying to get it rectified. In the most recent installment, I actually got a replacement PCB from Arcade1Up, and I was excited that it was going to finally fix my problem, but it didn't, which left me in a weird state. I wasn't whole, the game still wasn't running at full speed. What was I going to do? Well, I have a finale, a conclusion to this story, and there's kind of a leaping off point to a sequel of sorts. We're going to cover all of that in this installment right now.
Don't you know that you're a grown-up? No games, no puns. Not allowed if you're a grown-up.
Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John, I am a GenXGrownUp. Thanks for checking out this video and sticking around to see how this story concludes. So as I mentioned in the most recent video, I swapped out that new PCB that Arcade1Up sent me, and the machine still was not performing up to snuff. In fact, it seemed like nothing had changed. And unfortunately, it turned out that's exactly what happened. Several of our eagle-eyed viewers noticed that when I got the new PCB and the old PCB and looked at them side by side, and I had observed that there was literally no difference. They had the same labeling, the same versioning, all of that. That version 01 was on both of them. In fact, the only identifying mark wasn't the version label at all, but the quality control label. That little green QC label was a 6 on the old version and an 8 on the one I had just received. You're probably way ahead of me here and see where this is going. It turns out that I got them confused. I actually reinstalled the old board into my Partycade, thus the reason there was absolutely no change whatsoever. And I'm gonna own that. That was definitely my mistake. I get it, I got them mixed up, I absolutely made a mistake. I insist though that we think about the fact that Arcade1Up has some ownership in the mistake that I made. The fact that they shipped me a replacement board with the exact same labeling as the one it was set to replace is an absolute no-no. Look, in my real life, I work in software development, and if we were to provide a customer with a new installer of our software with the exact same file name, and they install the wrong one, that's on us. We provided ambiguity. We did not make it clear and obvious what the new version was and how to compare it and contrast it and know that you're not installing the old version. And that's what happened with this PCB. So in summary, yes, I was shipped a good replacement board. It was mislabeled. I was not able to differentiate them clearly in the production of my video. It wasn't until after the fact when I was shown that I made that mistake. Okay. That covers everything up to now. Let's talk about now. At this point, I've gone back, uninstalled the original wrong board that I removed and reinserted, put the new replacement board that says QC8 on it with that green sticker, and let's check and see if in fact this Partycade, finally, after nearly a year, is right. Now, the first step in my final verification is to power up the unit in its self-diagnostic mode. And you can see when I do that, it says version 2. Look at it side by side here with the old version 1 board and how it reported. Now we're getting somewhere. And then to check where the rubber hits the actual road is to go into Galaga, that worst offender that was playing up to 8 or 9% slower than full capacity. I'm gonna fire that up and give it a try. That sounds better already. Yeah. And finally, to double, triple, quadruple check whatever we're up to now, we're going to once more put this version of the Partycade side by side with a known full-speed arcade accurate ROM, and look at this. Not only is that choppy audio artifacting completely gone, but we now have a full-speed, arcade, accurate version of Galaga and ostensibly Pac-Man and Galaxian as well in this first gen Arcade1Up. It took nearly a year, maybe more than a year, between when I bought it, had problems, support tickets, did a review, had another update, had all that stuff happen between then and now. We have finally made whole on this Partycade. And thanks for going along on the ride with me. Now, you would think that after all of that, I am done with the Arcade1Up Partycade. And if you had asked me that a month ago, I would have said you're right. However, over the last several weeks in a series of live streams we've been doing on Saturday nights, a number of notoriously generous viewers and subscribers contributed via Super Chat, deliberately wanting to take a look at a new Arcade1Up Partycade. And so, thanks to their contributions throughout our live streams, I now have the new 2020 PacMan Partycade 8-in-1 sitting, waiting to be reviewed. And that's coming your way real soon, so I hope you'll subscribe and stick around for that. Boy, I really hope you found something to enjoy in this video and all the ones that preceded it in this series. I appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end. If you liked this video, the best way to say thanks is to watch one more. Here are a couple suggestions that you just might enjoy. And if you love our content, maybe consider becoming a Patreon supporter by following the link on screen.
Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be french fries.